Thank you, Chairman Stile and Ranking Member Morelli and members of the committee for the opportunity to testify. As Kansas Secretary of State, ensuring voter rolls are maintained in accordance with state and federal laws is critical. Kansas has been a leader in election security and integrity efforts for many years. When I chaired the legislature's House Committee on Elections in Kansas, we enacted voter ID, which is government issued and must just have a name and a photo on it. And we also had documentary proof of citizenship in 2011. As Secretary of State, we have strengthened post-election audits, added procedural audits, increased physical and cybersecurity requirements for county election offices, banned ranked choice voting, and the state eliminated a grace period to receive ballots after Election Day. These measures strengthened our election system without increasing burdens on voters. Maintaining accurate voter rolls for 2 million registered voters is constant. I have made it a priority to pursue every legal tool to identify voters whose registration should be updated. In Kansas, 105 election officials conduct voter roll maintenance daily. Approximately 5% of the registrations are updated every federal election due to routine voter maintenance. And on average, we add about 200,000 new registrants every federal election cycle. The most common maintenance activity is updating our records for voters who move. The Kansas uses multiple tools, including deduplication, the NCOA for address maintenance. Identifying voters who move out of state is a challenge. That is why we established MOUs with Secretaries of Texas and Missouri to compare voter lists. I intend to work with other states to establish more MOUs to identify duplicate registrants and prevent double voting across state lines. A tool we are barred from using is the Interstate Crosscheck Program. Kansas ran this effective program for 20 years to identify voters who moved out of state. At its height, the program compared the voter rolls of 35 states. It was compelled to be discontinued in 2018. Kansas removes about 28,000 registrants annually because of death. We have not identified any voters who cast a ballot after they were deceased. Verification of death occurs from 3 sources: weekly data from the state's vital statistics, a voter's obituary, and Social Security Administration's death master file. While Kansas law permits the use of this data, it only became available after President Trump's Executive Order 14248 requiring SSA to share the data with the states. Kansas cross-indexed its voter rolls with SSA last fall. More than 5,500 registrants were removed following independent verification of the SSA data to ensure the correct voter was removed. Again, no deceased voters voted. Kansas was on the forefront of enacting 2 election integrity measures in 2011, voter ID and documentary proof of citizenship. However, in 2018, the federal courts banned Kansas from enforcing its citizenship laws. Unable to check citizenship at registration, we have focused on screening our rolls for potential non-citizens by reviewing temporary driver's license. My office introduced legislation that now requires the DMV to provide quarterly lists of individuals that have a TDL to verify only citizens are on our voter rolls, and reviewing judicial branch reports for any potential juror who claims they are not a citizen. And at the beginning of 2025, my office was one of the first to utilize the SAVE system to review the entire state voter roll. SAVE is one of the most important tools states have to verify voter information. We're grateful for the President to prioritize this at no cost. After running the voter rolls through SAVE, the rolls are cross-checked for potential non-citizens for follow-up and possible criminal prosecution. The Attorney General and I do have a close working relationship, and when there is suspicion of an election crime, including non-citizen voting, it is referred to him. To date, the Attorney General has brought 2 criminal indictments, and my office has referred 7 more suspected non-citizens to the Attorney General. The importance of this collaboration is highlighted by the discovery of a non-citizen serving as mayor of Coldwater, Kansas. This person registered to vote prior to the Kansas Proof of Citizenship law, which grandfathered him in. However, having access to SAVE system prior to this administration would have identified this person and prevented additional alleged crimes from being committed. To further strengthen laws in this area, my office has successfully pursued legislation to take effect July 1 to mandate the use of SAVE twice a year and require state agencies to report non-citizens who apply for benefits on our voter roll comparison. Mr. Chairman, Kansas has a strong checks in place to ensure eligible voters are on the rolls. I appreciate President Trump's actions to make SAVE available and Social Security data at no cost to the state. I also appreciate the diligence of county election officials, and I can't say that enough, to ensure errors are not made in voter roll maintenance that would jeopardize public confidence in our system. Thank you.